As a massive protest looms in Nigeria, the government is doing everything in their power to contain the protest. They are appealing to people in the north to shelve the protest. They've appealed to them through their traditional rulers and their imams and clerics, but it seems they are determined to go on with the protest. In southern Nigeria, they are appealing to some while blackmailing others. They've started saying that it is P2B that should be held accountable, that P2B supporters are behind the protest. But we'll get back to that in a moment. One of the groups that are mobilizing hard in the north to make sure that people troop out en masse to protest on that D-Day is the Arewa Youth Ambassadors. Their leader has come out to debunk the rumors that they are no longer participating and mobilizing for the protest, insisting that there is no going back, that the planned protest must hold. Yahaya Abdullahi said, quote, "Let's be categorical. There is no going back on our words, as the protest is scheduled for 1st August 2024. Everywhere in the world, people make government, not the other way around. But why should the government brought about by the people in Nigeria be only for those in the corridors of its power? We wish to make it clear that the protest becomes necessary, considering the insecurity that spirals upward, coupled with incessant food and fuel crisis, unemployment and high cost of living bedeviling our region in particular and the country in general. Arewa Youth Ambassadors state beyond any doubt that the protest will happen on the stated date unless the government reverses its policies that have given rise to gruesome hunger and multidimensional poverty in the land." Unquote. He said a lot of things. The Northerners are serious this time around. They are taking this protest like their lives depend on it. The preparations for this protest is out of this world. You can see this guy printing t-shirts and flyers for the protest.
Ina zaune a ofis na fara design ga nan na logon end band na 2024 da za a fita zanga-zanga a ranar 1 ga wata. Nan ga yanda nake designing ne a cikin kwamfuta na domin ina so aikin ya fita sosai. Bayan na gama design nan ga nan nayi printing din shi.
Hunger is no respecter of anyone. A hungry man is an angry man. This administration is the only administration in Nigeria's history that doesn't give a damn about people's feelings. They are so cold-hearted and arrogant that they feel people can't do anything. After all, they bought their way to power. No one put them there. Even as dangerous and mean as Abacha was, food was still available in the 90s. How much was a bottle of beer during Abacha's reign? How much was a bag of rice? All the essential items that people need to survive. That's how you keep the population calm. If people are able to eat, they are able to eat 3 square meals a day, no one will be bothered to protest. But food has become unaffordable. Many people are not sure of where their next meal will come from. Many people sleep without eating. They are not even sure that tomorrow that they will find food to eat. That's how bad it is. And considering the fact that there are more poor people in the north, more people live in multidimensional poverty in the north than in the southern Nigeria. So you can understand why they are taking this very seriously. They are mobilizing hard and many are already predicting that it might lead to a revolution. Yes, it's that serious. And the people in power are aware of this. It's just that some are taking it as if it's still a joke, that they can use the opportunity to spread propaganda like they did during the elections. The only difference this time around is that no one is buying the propaganda. Bayo Onanuga, who is the chief propagandist in this Tinubu's administration, he has been caught many times lying, even by his co-worker in the administration. Onanuga is now propagating a narrative that P2B must be held accountable if there is anarchy, that many of his supporters online are actively behind the protest, that they are the ones planning the protest. He mentioned a lot of obedience that are active online, that they are the masterminds of this protest. He used words like IPOB, Igbo, and many things. You know, he sleeps and wakes P2B all the time. But he's not going to fly this time around. In fact, he's making a mockery of himself. Nigerians can see through the propaganda. In fact, he is proven that he's a coward for not going after many people in the north that are loud and outspoken about the protest. These people grant interviews. He cannot point to these people and say they should be held accountable if there is anarchy. He cannot say anything to northern people. Only a southerner, only their nightmare, only P2B he can say should be held accountable. A reminder that Peter Obi told all his followers and admirers after the election that they should calm down, that no one should protest, that he will challenge the results at the courts, that he believes in due process and believes that the rule of law will prevail and the judges will give him back his mandate. In fact, that was the reason there wasn't a protest at the time, because many people were ready. Many Nigerians trooped out en masse during the presidential election to protest at the polls. Many were not happy with the Buhari administration for the way they mishandled and mismanaged the Nigerian economy, so they protested at the polls. Unfortunately, their protests and their votes didn't count. INEC did their mago-mago and abracadabra. So the same Peter Obi that told his people not to protest, that he doesn't want anyone to shed blood, that he's not desperate to become president, that if they don't want to give him the mandate, let them take, is the same man, the peaceful gentleman that Bayo Onanuga is spreading propaganda against. Bayo Onanuga is so cowardly that he can't even go after the national coordinator of the Arewa Youth Ambassadors. This man is saying openly that they will embark on a protest, that nothing will stop them, that it is the right of any individual to protest in a democracy. He can't go after this man and say, hey, you'll be held accountable if the protest degenerates into an anarchy. No, he's afraid of them. He doesn't want the northerners to descend on him. He only sees a peaceful gentleman who he feels his gentility can be compared to weakness. No. Protest is a constitutional right of every individual. All citizens of Nigeria can protest anytime they want, and this is a reminder that the same Bayo Onanuga and his boss protested during Goodluck Jonathan's administration. They conducted nationwide protests. They mobilized students, mobilized trade unions, mobilized everyone to protest against the government. In fact, Nigerians are unearthing all the tweets Tinubu made at the time. So protests are not illegal, especially when they are peaceful. And all the people that are planning this protest, they've been hammering it that it is a peaceful protest. That's why they are sharing t-shirts to easily identify peaceful protesters, because the government already is planning to organize a counter-protest. And this counter-protest might make it degenerate into anarchy. Just like what is happening in Kenya. They were peaceful at the beginning, but the police started firing tear gas at them, started using force to disperse them. That was how it turned into violence. In fact, they not only started using tear gas, they started shooting at them. So this might be exactly what they plan. They want to turn it into violence so that the police and other security agents will seize the opportunity to come down hard on protesters. You see, this protest is getting very, very popular in the north. That's why the government is panicking. They are shaking in their boots. And their imams are also now supporting them openly. Unlike before, when many were against it, they were saying that protest is haram. Many now openly support the protest. It's just that many of them always speak in Hausa, but videos are out there where they are encouraging and telling people that they should go out and protest, that the hardship is unbearable. If the government refuses to listen to people, that they can also stop people from protesting. Yes. You can't block the road and refuse others to pass and also refuse to pass. Something must give. People are crying that there is hardship and hunger in the land. All they can do is to share palliatives. Palliatives are not just unsustainable, they are a waste of scarce resources. Instead of giving people fish, teach them how to fish so that they can fish and feed themselves. That's how it works. If they can't do it, let them give way for people who can do the job. It's not just about stealing and buying your way to power. It's about doing the job. You can't steal something that you can't manage. If you can't manage it, drop it so that people who can manage it can take over and do the job. It's as simple as that. Thanks for watching.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, I just woke up to the sack of Senator Ali Ndume as the chief whip of the Senate. And also, he has been sacked from the All Progressive Congress. This is what I want to tell the APC and the federal government. Sacking Senator Ali Ndume is not going to sack the intentions of the youth. Sacking Senator Ali Ndume is not going to sack the intentions of the protest. A protest is very imminent, and we are gearing up. Northern Nigeria is gearing up. They say that the truth is like an open heart surgery. So why are you pained because Senator Ali Ndume said the truth to you? Well, we stand with our amiable senator. However you decide to treat this particular case, it's not going to deter us from the protest. We are going to be on the field, and we are going to exercise a civic responsibility. A protesting is a civic responsibility, and nobody can stop us from protesting. The time is now, dear Nigerian youths. If not now, when? If not you, who?